Hey guys, it's Lewis. I'm reporting from Amman, Jordan. I'll be taking you through Jordan. I'll be here for a week. We'll be visiting Petra, Wadi Rum Desert, Amman City, where we are now. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the trip. I'll speak to you later. Guys, I'm getting a special vibe. Just listen to the calling of the mosque. Wow, goosebumps. The place you just saw, actually I'll go back to it now, is a church built in the 6th century, Byzantine style. And there in the distance is the Roman theatre. It can hold 6,000 people and it's still used today. I think that's the main street. Lebanese fish. Beautiful restaurant. I love the Middle East. Guys, it's the weirdest dessert I've ever had. It's ice cream in the middle, but it's like some kind of spider web on the edge. If some of you know what it's called, let me know. Very interesting. So guys, if you're not really interested in archaeology, I'll let you know at the bottom of the screen where you can skip to the Dead Sea. Right, hello guys, we're in Jerash, which is about a 45-minute drive from Amman. This thing is the gateway of Hadrian, Hadrian being one of the Roman Caesars back in the days. And he came here apparently, and that's why they built this thing. Very pretty. So Jerash is a very old city. It's one of the big 10 Greek cities from the Greek Roman times. Today the population is about 100,000. Yeah, look at that. Absolutely stunning. This is the Hippodrome, which in Latin means circus, and it's where horse races would be held. As you can tell, it's got a very long oval shape, built around the year 200, and it's the smallest hippodrome in the Latin world, but it's the best preserved apparently, that's what they tell me. And there were 4 teams, the reds, the blues, the whites and the greens, and obviously they would compete for the first one to be all around and come back to the finish line. And those gates is where those chariots would come out of. And the northern side was transformed to an amphitheater for gladiator fights. And the southern part was well, not used for much, and squatters used the bricks to rebuild the city wall, so there's not much left over of that side. And there you go, the Hippodrome. Jerash was hit by earthquake in 759 after Christ, which destroyed a part of the city, and then it fell into ruins until the Crusaders came in the 12th century, and they used this place again. Yeah, and that street in the distance there, that's the main street of ancient Jerash. So I'll just walk over there now. So this is the main street of Jerash. It's 800 meters long, which is very long for Greek and Roman standards. And in the distance you have the main water basin. That's where people would get their water. It's actually on the east side, behind a little hill there's a river. Also there, where those 2 gentlemen are now, that's where there used to be a lot of shops, so people would buy oil and I don't know, wheat for bread, etc. And also there in the distance behind those columns is the main cathedral and also a mosque. The Arab kingdom came in, but they left the city intact. They didn't destroy anything, which is quite nice. Right guys, this is the Southern Theatre of Jerash. It's the biggest theatre in this town. 3,000 people could sit in it. And just got myself tourist trapped. Got myself a... Well, I didn't get myself a tour guide, but a tour guide came to me and he explained me everything. That thing in the background, that's obviously the stage. That's where the king would sit, in that arch there in the middle. And in the middle there, that's where the speaker would stand. And I just tried it out. There's like a stone in the middle. And if you stand on it, it's quite impressive. If you talk, your voice comes out like 10 times stronger. Yeah. And the stage used to have 2 floors. One of the floors got destroyed during the earthquake, unfortunately. And yeah, there in the background is the Temple of Artemis, which I'll go to next. And behind me is the Temple of Zeus. So we're now at the most northern part of Jerash. This is the Temple of Artemis. Artemis is a woman. She's the goddess of the women, goddess of the moon, goddess of wildebeest, and the goddess for women that are pregnant. And behind the temple are the Church of Theodore, and this below is the Temple of Bacchus, which were also baths, so people used to wash themselves here. Some of you might wonder, Lewis, how come in the earthquake those columns didn't fall down? Well, I'll tell you now. So inside those columns, actually they're hollow, and they're filled with lead, which is a type of metal. And this keeps the structure strong, and that's how they don't fall over. Also, I just bought myself what should be a real Roman coin. There you go. So yeah, pretty cool. We're at the northern part of Jerash. This is the Northern Theatre with a pretty mosaic there. And in the distance is the Northern Gate. And this is one of the main roads of Jerash. It's very well preserved, as you can tell. The road is in a fine state. And one of the gates, I think that's the Eastern Gate. Yeah, Eastern Gate of Jerash. So we're in the East Gate, and for those architects among us, Romans back in the day and Greeks, sorry, didn't use cement. They used pure gravity to keep the structure strong and put it together. And you see that stone right in the middle there, that round stone, that's what they call the key stone. And that's what that is what keeps the whole thing together. So if the keystone falls, the whole monument or building falls with it. Right, hello, we're in Mövenpick Hotel. Absolutely gorgeous. It's a bit above my standards, but hey, you only live once, I suppose. Just look at the place, incredible. And due to COVID, there's no one here, so the whole place is to myself. There's like a village, restaurants. There's even a mall, gym, of course. There's about 5 swimming pools. The Dead Sea, which is obviously the main attraction. And yeah, let's go to the Dead Sea and I'll show you what it's like. Alright, we've made it to the Dead Sea. It's a bit of a walk down, and you can guess why. It's 420 meters below sea level, lowest point on Earth. Just look around, it's like Mars, and then boom, you got the water. Which, as a lot of you know, it's salt water. There's no fish in this sea. In the distance, it's hard to tell with the sun in the face, but that's Israel. And yeah, the Dead Sea is obviously shrinking. At some stage, obviously, it will be gone. But yeah, so far we're lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to enjoy it. For Jordan people, this is winter time and it's freezing for them. for us it's pretty decent. And every year, as the sea shrinks, they have to move the beach further and further away. So yeah, let's go and go for a swim. Floating in the water, guys. I'm literally doing nothing, and I'm just floating. Peace. A couple of tips: if you go to the Dead Sea, don't put it in your face because it just tastes disgusting, and it like tingles your nose. But I mean, it's just amazing, the view, and definitely worth it, guys. Right, so tomorrow off to Petra, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good night. Before I leave, I wanted to show you this morning view. It's hard to tell on the camera, but you see those lines on the mountains there, like a black line? That's where the Dead Sea used to be. And obviously now it's shrinking. And like I said earlier on, there's no life at all in this water. And actually, can I show you this? You see that white patch? That's what they call a salt bank. And there's some guys, some Jordan people there, having a swim. And last night I could hear some explosions, so I guess that's the ongoing conflict between the Palestinians and the Israelis on the other side. Bit surrealistic, me being on the beach and people getting shot at on the other side. But hey, it's politics. Yes, you got him. Yep. High five.
How are you doing, buddy? How you doing, buddy? How are you doing? You wanna eat the sheep? Kiss him, Hamza. Hamza, kiss the sheep. Very nice. Nice of you, Hamza with Hamza.
Yes,
Right, guys, we're in a Bedouin tent. My friends, Hamza,
hello, my friend.
Saddam,
Saddam, the sheep goat.
and we just got some milk from the sheep and the goats. And
It's like
Saddam,
fresh over here. It's a fresh.
Very
if
fresh.
You want to see? It's very fresh.
straight out of the boobies.
We will make it
From
in
nice
the fire.
movies.
Yeah,
We will make it in the fire now.
there we go.
اقسم بالله ما في.
اخشني يا زلمه بدنا ندخل نساعد بعرضي قال يتسمى اخشني
الله
بعرضي
هذا مشانه هو.
لا وعرضي انا بدوين كابتشينو.
Very tasty,
Yeah.
fresh.
Wow.
So guys, this is one of the caves that the Bedouins built for the caravan. A caravan is when there's more than 100 camels, and this place used to fill up with water, and it's hard to tell, but there's a little hand there. You see that? Those 4 fingers? There you go. That's actually some women died here apparently. The cave filled in with water and they drowned, and that's a handprint of a woman trying to escape. Yeah, as you can tell, there's not a lot of water now, but apparently there's going to be rain in a couple of days, so it should fill up again. Okay, there you go. Right, here we are in a Bedouin tent. Guys, introduce yourself. We have Rami,
Saddam,
Saddam,
Hamza,
Hamza.
Jandal.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
And this dish is called
And you welcome.
mansef with chicken.
Welcome.
Smack lekker.
Smaakt heel lekker.
Welcome, friend.
Saramando, yeah, my friend. Wallah,
Welcome, my brother.
Wallah, my friend. You see the goat inside, but
Yeah.
you see we can't because all of them are pregnant. We need to do
جبت
sacrifice a
واحدة من
goat for you.
الطليان الصغار.
I need to sacrifice a goat for you, my friend. But يعني
And they put a lot of effort in this, and it's gonna taste absolutely amazing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, shukran, guys.
Welcome, my friend.
Morning, guys. It's a snowy, cold morning in Wadi Musa, which is next to Petra. And then my tour guide just got a buy some gloves and a hat because he's freezing, and then we're gonna head to Petra and I'll show you some nice footage from there. Yalla!
So the fish right over here, it's just happened from the God, changing of landscapes and all of this. So right over here, it's the tail. Follow me.
This is the
So
tail.
right over here, follow me. Right over here, it's the tail. And here it's the back, the top of the tail, the top of the fish. So for example, also from here you can see the face. You can see the face of the fish and the mouth.
I need to film. Good morning!
Right over here, my friend.
Yeah.
You can see the eyes,
Oh yeah.
the mouth over here, very clearly, and the back of the tails and all of these.
Nice. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
YouTuber, beautiful.
Yeah, let's go.
So apparently it's a sign of good luck if you're able to throw a rock into that hole. But it's not that easy.
Petra, I have told you about the caravan and the spice road. Camels comes from India all the way to Yemen and the opposite way. So in the same times when the caravans comes through over here, so Nabateans has built right over here like a sign with the caravan to show their cultures. So these three camels standing over here and a man who's standing right over here.
Yeah.
So if you come close, you can see the way how the Nabateans they used to dress.
Yeah.
Right over here. And right over there, he wearing a sandals. You see? The sandals comes from China.
It's in China, made in China.
It's just joke, man. Yeah.
And those are feet of camels,
yeah,
right?
And
Yeah.
right over there, you can see the tummy of the camels, but you cannot see the feet of the camels. One goes up and one goes down,
Ah, yeah.
right in the walls. You see them?
Tummy of a camel.
Yeah, right over in the back of the camel.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, shukran.
Right over here, man and women. This is the point of women's and this is the point of man. And they look over there and they start to do the ceremony and the come standing here, honey. Yes, baby.
There's the god.
Say.
I like it up. I like it
Very
up.
stupid boy.
Come, Fals, give him the...
You want to marry him, right? Yeah?
You got it?
Yes, I got it.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You can hold it there.
Yes.
Hello, my dear.
Hello, my heart.
How many camels?
I have 900 camel.
900 camels?
Yeah.
How many sheep?
I have 2 sheep.
Deal.
Okay, when the wedding it will be?
Now.
Now?
Now.
We're here in Petra.
Hey, it's snowing, guys. Crazy.
Yeah. So,
Now we are lucky.
Yeah.
You see how it's beautiful.
and it's snowing now. It is really good. I like it.
Look at that.
Wow.
Amazing. Ah, they have teeth. Beautiful.
So this is Petra, guys. The name of the international it calls Treasury. Here as we see Treasury. So Treasury, it's the temple of the fourth king. As you see, they name it Treasury. The Bedouin who used to live right over here, they name it a Treasury for 2 reasons. One of the main reasons they thought there is a gold inside that temple.
Gold, oh,
yeah, the gold. So the Bedouin, they used to live here when they came back from the ceremony of the deathments of Mount Nabi Harun. They came back, they stand over here and they start to hit the top of the treasury, the top of the hill right over there with the pillar. Because they thought the gold it will be over there in the top.
Okay.
So right over here there is like a 12 columns. It means a 12 columns, like 12 months of the year.
Disco donkey.
Okay, as you see, Roman theater right over here. So wherever you go, in the world. Roman has built their theaters, not carving. This, it's carving. It has been carved from Nabateans. At the time of Nabateans, they've been carving. But when Romans comes, they have changed it.
Okay.
So for their war and for all of these things. Nabatean, what they use the theater for? They use the theater for their show, like fighting, like chicken fights.
Chicken fights.
Or something like this. Yeah, like ceremony. They do it for ceremony and for something like this.
Okay.
Like for fighting, for whatever.
So the Romans cut the water to kill the Nabateans.
To try to control the Nabateans.
Okay.
To control the Nabateans. And then they came to fight with the Nabateans inside here.
Oh, yeah.
They have war, and after who's doesn't die or whatever, so they have start to have fight inside the Roman theater.
Alright. And Nabateans, they all died, you reckon?
No, Nabateans, no one's know.
Nobody knows where they went.
Where they arrest or where they gone, where they go.
It's a secret.
You know, so we don't know about
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Shukran.
Because the civilizations of Nabatean started from Yemen.
Yemen.
All the way to House Bank, to Palestinian side.
Wow.
So all this area, it has been full of things of Nabateans,
Yeah,
like
it's a-
carving or palace
a
or
big empire.
church or something like this. So all over long distance, that's what Nabateans.
Okay.
It's a local information.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
And
Welcome
you.
in Jordan again, my friend.
Thank you, thank you. Morning, guys. We're in the middle of the desert. Just woke up. Didn't have the best nights of sleep, to be honest. It was so windy. I thought the tent was gonna blow away. It was freezing cold too. It gets so cold at night. But we survived. Time for some breakfast. Some cheese, some vegetables, some mint tea. And then let's explore the Wadi Rum desert. Shukran. So Faisal is showing me around the Bedouin village. And I think we have a camel there. Hello. Baby? Oh, there's a little baby too. Cute. How old is a baby? 1 week, 2 weeks? Oh. So guys, we're in the Wadi Rum desert with Ali and his son Faisal. And we're looking for camels, but thank you. We're looking for camels, but we can't find them. They're hard to find. It's been snowing last night, which is very rare in the desert, but as you can tell, it's all gone now. But yeah, absolutely stunning. Wadi Rum is a very big protected area where Bedouin tribes live. Yeah, and that's our jeep. Ali, Faisal, hummus, falafel, even Belgian fries, guys, all the way from Belgium. And then we have cappuccino, so we have mint, it's minty, right?
Yes,
Minty with milk. Eight made a nice fire for us.
middle of the desert.
Look at this. Beautiful.
Wow!
Bedouin style. So the whole family's here.
Yeah.
They all got fed.
So, welcome in Lawrence Spring, please. This is the touristic name, but the real Bedouin name, it's called Abu Ayena.
So these are the Nabatean writings Ali was mentioning earlier on, and it's proof that the Nabatean people were here 3,500 years before Christ. It's a long, long time ago. And this is the Wadi Rum mountain, the biggest mountain in the Wadi Rum reserve.
So here you can see some camels heading to this direction. Before the people, they don't have any like what we have now, maps, Google Maps, or all this stuff. So they use the mountains to point the directions and to tell the other people about the directions. Also, they tell them if there is places around here for water. If you see the thing in the middle there, look like a hawk, that's mean water.
Ah, okay.
So it's pointing to Lawrence Spring, the place where we were before.
It's like a fishing hook, or
Yes,
no?
it's like a
Ah,
fishing hook. But from this signal, they can know how far is the water and which direction is the water. Even they can know which kind of water, if it's a spring or a wheel or
Really?
yeah,
Nice.
they can know it from this. To the left, you can see the like letter M and two lines up, small line to the
Yep.
left. This is the mark of the family who lived here or who made these inscriptions. So every tribe have them on mark. So this mark now, I cannot tell you from which tribe is it because this is 350 BC.
I didn't
You
say
read
that.
Arabic, you will read it.
What does it say? Ah,
It says Mecca.
Mecca. Ah, but already then they knew where Mecca was, and
Yes.
for the Nabateans it was a holy place as well.
Yes, Mecca. It's since a long time ago. It's a holy place.
Okay. Not only for Muslims but also before.
No, since Ibrahim time, since Adam, our first father,
Yeah.
when he is in the ground, he was praying for the God in Mecca place,
Nice.
and he's the first. The angels, they are the first build Mecca. Like
Yeah.
when you say Mecca, it's the area, but Al Kaaba, it's the
The stone, the black
the
thing.
room, the black room with the stone there.
Mhm.
Yes, the black room. So the first circle from the right, it's the M, and the black hawk, this is the K, and the last circle to the left, it's the H, Mecca.
Ah, okay.
It's very similar to now the writing. His thing. You see the man here with his sword, and also
yeah.
up there you can see. Until now we have that. There is sometimes famous camels. So you see camel with his name.
Okay. Ah, yeah. Next.
Yeah, you see like this camel and some letters next to it. That's his name.
Hello, my friend. Yalla.
Wait! Hey, wait for me! Wait! You want to leave me in the middle of nowhere?
Come on, hurry up. The sun is going down.
Yeah, let's go.
It's not so easy to drive in the sun. You get stuck easily.
You know, I don't really care worried when I am with you when you are driving.
Good.
Because you already drive a plane, so we're still in the ground. So I
Yeah,
think you will.
We should manage.
You will manage, yeah. Lawrence Castle. This is the new name, but this built by Nabatean 350 BC also. The Nabatean people, they owned this area for long time, and then they make it's like a checkpoint, and even when you are here you will see all this view. So
I'll show
this
you.
area you can see if any caravan is start coming to here before they see you also. So
Yeah.
it was like a checkpoint
Yeah.
for Nabatean people.
Wow, look at that view.
Yeah.
Amazing. And this is where they filmed some movies here, no?
Yeah, they filmed Star Wars and
Star Wars. Ah.
the Martian movie. Also, they start with the Lawrence of Arabia movie.
Mhm.
Yes. So even for us, the people from here, like when we sit like that,
Every day it's
it's
still.
very, very good.
Yeah. And Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia, did he stay here, or is that just a myth that we made up?
He didn't really stay here.
Just called it
Lawrence,
like that.
Maybe Lawrence from the movie, maybe. Yeah, but the other Lawrence, the real Lawrence, he don't have time to build a castle and to relax because he was in a war. He was in a war against the Ottoman.
Okay. And he was fighting with the
Hashemiyat, kings, the Hashemiyat, and also our grandfathers, when they were in this area, they helped him in his war.
Yeah.
Or in the Arabic war, because it's Arabic war against the Ottoman. They get helped by the English.
Yes.
So, yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Ali. Morning guys, we are with Faisal and Shahi, the camel, who's 6 years old. And look at the beautiful Wadi Rum desert. Absolutely stunning. Aha, I see, it boils. Nice. Shukran. So we're in the castle of Aqaba. This is apparently 200-year-old Turkish bench. And this is 8, my tour guide. Say hello. And this is the castle of Aqaba. I'm the only guy here. 8 was so kind to let me in. And this place is 500 years old. Yes, built by the Muslims. Very beautiful. Shukran 8. Well, I think this is a nice place to talk a bit about the history of Aqaba. Aqaba actually used to be called Eilat, which is I think it comes from Greek, and it means a cashew tree, or in Dutch, pistache boom. Obviously now the name has changed to Aqaba, and actually the Israeli town, which is actually, I'll show you there in the background, on that's Israel there. On that side they call it Eilat, so they kept the old name. And that city is pretty modern actually. It's built in 1952 after the Israel state was founded. Anyway, Aqaba goes back a long time. It was founded by the Nipatian people, who we talked about in Petra and Wadi Rum. Then the Greeks came, the Romans, the Muslims, the Ottomans at some point, back to the Muslims, then the English colonized it, and then in the 1946, so yeah, just after the Second World War, the Hashemite kingdom gained its independence, with King Abdullah II being the king as we speak. A lot of pictures of him and his family everywhere. Yeah, Aqaba around 150,000 people, so it's not that big. It's it's a quiet town on the Red Sea. And tomorrow we're gonna go for a dive at 11 o'clock, and hopefully I can take some footage and I'll show you. And we'll see what the Red Sea shows us. Apparently it's very pretty, so yeah. Aqaba, very nice place. I've been very fortunate to meet David from the UK. He speaks 5 languages. He works for the embassy in Baghdad, which is a pretty interesting vibe going on there, I heard. And he's also touring around Jordan, and we just got ourselves some fish. We just had an Arabic and Greek salad. The weather's amazing. And these are all fish restaurants in this street. Aqaba. So we're having kunafa. It's Jordanian or?
Jordanian and Palestine.
Ah, Palestine and Jordan. in this very beautiful shop. Shukran. Alright guys, back at the airport after a lovely week in Jordan. Just dropped off the car there behind me. No issues with it, so that's nice of course. And yeah, I had a great time. Petra, Jerash, the Dead Sea, Wadi Rum, Aqaba. People are very friendly, the food is amazing, the weather is good. So yeah, I highly recommend Jordan. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.